Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. I'm Steve, Mark's work, and this is Smokey Steve and Mark. Either welcome or welcome back. It's the weekend. You know what that means. Today is regular old coffee, a little bit of vanilla almond milk. There's this new sweetener that a friend got me, the Good Earth. It's like stevia and monk fruit, which I hadn't had. Tastes like sugar when it's in here. And some butterscotch coffee mate, which we're running low on, so I'm going to have to mix it up. I may go basic and get pumpkin spice. So I hope everybody's doing well, and thank you for being patient with Coffee Talk. We added an extra day to it, and that also left us a lot of ground to cover because our fair lady, Chantal Marie Foodie Beauty, big beautiful me, has been quite active this week. So I've done my usual. I almost lost my voice yesterday. Can you imagine? Um, she's been quite busy. A lot of sturm and drag, a lot of up and down. She's been accused of some things. She's had what seems like some setbacks. She ate a salad. It was a very diverse week of stuff. So let's just kind of hop right in here. So where she left off last we talked, she did a Lush haul. So she got a dozen and a half humane, hygienic beauty products, and she talked a little bit about her hysterectomy that she has coming up in about a month or so. So from there, she did two videos about her cats. The first was called Fix You by Sammy, an emo cat song. And she's got this kind of bassy, croaking, joking thing. It was kitschy. It was alright. I have feelings about baby talk and cats. I think it's like Dorito breath. Like, if you don't mind your own, if you're baby talking to your animal, but listening to other people do it, it's like nails on a chalkboard. The next one was She's Toxic and I'm Trying to Assemble. And she was singing to her cat to the tune of Toxic by Britney Spears. Okay. So, we get into next, Keto Chatty Mukbang, Matzo Bunless Burger. So, mukbangs. Yeah. But it's keto friendly, so that's okay. Even though we had discussed last week going back to the doctor's plan and sticking away from keto, well, never mind. So, she talked a little bit about kind of what goes through her mind as she's going through the night and trying to manage her binge eating disorder. In her mornings, she'll wake up and sit on the edge of the bed and just kind of stare for 20 minutes. I do that. So I'm with her on that. She'll think, wow, I had another binge-free night. And if she actually had, good. I mean, that's the goal. She's got binge eating disorder. So she said she whipped up this meal, a keto-friendly meal compliant with the doctor's eating plan. And this burger parm looked good. It also looked to be about 10 ounces, but that's neither here nor there, I get. So, mukbang. But just once or twice a week to complement her health journey and just talk over a meal. Nothing wrong with talking over a meal for any of us. If I was sitting here and having, a salad and we were chatting, I don't know if I'd call it a mukbang because I thought in the traditional sense that there'd be like this much food. But I understand that Chantal has a large number of people who are, I guess, what are called feeders, who like to watch her eat, and that her channel started as a mukbang. I have mispronounced it so long that I'm going to continue to get it wrong, probably. And she has an audience for that. So, I mean, I'm not mad at her from a money-making end. Eating on camera is probably something she should do if money is the only goal. Granted, she's almost dying from obesity. So that's really her call. It doesn't seem like it should be so hard of a call, but there we are. She said if done properly, these mukbangs will hold her accountable. Properly is the operative word there, I think. And she said if it's a slippery slope, and she will stop if she slips because she's more conscious now. She said her psychiatrist, I'm assuming the one from the eating disorder place, wants her to get out of the mindset of, oh, I messed up, screw it. I have had periods where I've done binge eating, and I have a history with addiction, particularly drinking. And that, for me, has been the mindset of messing up, especially when you're on a good run of trying to curb some behavior that's killing you, and you make a little mistake, and it's like, well, I already effed up, why not just roll with it? So I get the mindset of that, and if she's doing that, that's why I always say this, but I'll say it earlier in the video. I see her, I see me. Like the mistakes she's making, the things she's doing where she's running in circles, like the house is on fire and she can't find the door. I used to do a lot of those, and I periodically probably still do. Granted, I don't, do it as blatantly as she does anymore, but it resonates with me. Some of her weird behavior makes sense to me. I don't know. I don't know. Believe me, it doesn't leave a good taste in my mouth that I identify with Chantal. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't. So she is off the Vyvanse because it was giving her panic attacks. Vyvanse was the weight loss medication that the doctor had prescribed. They don't, she had gone, I guess, to the psych ward, to the psyche merge, but it sounds like she stayed a little bit longer this time. She said she's struggling with her eating disorder again. Read, binging. And she said, no pill will save you. Now, I've heard this no pill will save you before because she's gone off and on meds. And Amber Lynn does the same thing sometimes, too. Though I understand she's been consistent with her mood stabilizers and stuff she's been taking. I don't really follow Amber Lynn too closely. That might be not accurate anymore. She went to the psyche merge. She described it accurately from my experience. I've been in the psych ward. In case you haven't been paying attention, I have bipolar disorder. And I've been there about 5 times when I was going through some really rough patches. Haven't been there in 7 years, but she describes it as such. Chair, white walls, camera, mirrors that are not good. The mirrors in the psych ward are not glass because you could cut yourself. So it's like the hood of your car. It's like, that's as much of a reflection as you get. So, while she's in the hospital, she's, they don't like to change meds there because your primary doctor outside doesn't go for it, but she said she was having a hard time and they did that. So she's in her room. I guess there's 4 on this unit. And another patient who is not doing well and who is standing in the doorway with a pair of, or in the hall, I guess, on the phone, has rubber gloves on and is smoking a pen or a pencil. Okay, and is screaming on the telephone. So she opens the door to Chantal's room and starts talking, and this person apparently isn't speaking English. So Chantal, the nurse asks this person to move, and Chantal begins to mimic this person, like, I'm paraphrasing what Chantal was paraphrasing this person was doing. So buckle up, because like the next 3 videos are about Chantal being a racist. Allegedly, probably, is she? I'm going to try to steer away from that. I don't know. Interpret it as you will. She alleged that the person was Arabic. Who knows if that was accurate? I don't know. But at any rate, so she told the doctors there she wanted off her Vyvanse. They gave her something to calm down. I'm guessing like Ativan or Xanax. She never said how long she was there. Does it matter? I don't know. Could have been overnight, a few days. Usually you don't go into a hospital just for a few hours and have the psych doctor change your meds. But healthcare might be different in another country than it is here, so I don't want to assume I know better when I don't. So, she talked again about her surgery, trying to coordinate help afterwards, all that kind of stuff. Next video, goodbye. Now, I'm going to have to be honest with you guys. Some of the videos I reviewed have been taken down. So when I took my initial notes the first time and then went back to just review it again, they're gone. So some of these I have more detailed notes than others. But the goodbye video I did really, I think, cover. She said she's not going to be a YouTuber anymore. How long have we heard? How many times have I heard this? I've only followed her for like a year and a half. She's not happy. She's not happy being scrutinized. What really set it off is the comments about how she mistreated the Arabic girl. I don't know. She doesn't like the pack mentality of people coming after her and the lack of empathy from others. She says YouTube is toxic, that she's deleted her Instagram. She will keep her channel up for residuals. She didn't say that, but why else? And all of her old videos. She said, I know I've made this video 10 times. We're going to go for 11 now because, well, this isn't the last video, so... and she said she has another means to support herself, But also, she had said, I'll title videos mukbangs because, I have to pay the bills. So she has another means to support herself, but she's still titling things mukbang to pay the bills. Where's the money come? I don't know. I don't know. On a side note, with all these issues with being on YouTube, my channel is 2% the size of Chantal's, so I'm not going to pretend to understand the complications, the size of the social group that you get when you have a channel that big. But I she appears to invite a lot of the drama with it. She engages with people. She makes videos about it. She fights with people on different platforms, like on Instagram and then YouTube and other stuff like that. Uh, I don't know. I mean, she's dishonest, whether it's malicious or not. She'll do one thing, say one thing, and do another. It doesn't build trust very much. Saying you're going to leave 10 times, I mean, is that not exactly what I just said? So, and none of us are drafted to YouTube. We don't have to be here. This is like either a hobby, or maybe you make your living off of it. Maybe you think you have something to say you want people to hear. Maybe you just enjoy doing it and you don't give an F if anybody watches. Mine's a combination of a few of those. But, you know, if you don't like it, shut your camera off. You know, shut it off. And stay off if you don't really feel like doing it. It's okay. The world will keep spinning. YouTube will not shut down. And YouTube will still be there if you want to come back. But give yourself more than 6 hours. I don't know. She did complain that there's a lot of channels that are reacting to her. Now, I have to be fair, because I search other channels. Sometimes if she takes one down, I'll look for another reaction channel that did her video and try to watch the content from there. Try to zone out the reaction because I want to have my own, but there's not many of us who even do it. Now, first of all, I'm nobody on the radar. I probably come up if you search her name because I put her name in the title because the video is about her. I know Zachary Michael does. The YouTube Underground, I forget the woman's name. She does videos about Chantal as well. And then there's probably somebody else who has done one. I think maybe Pam Talks might have done one or two, but she talks about other people. And now she actually has gotten off of talking about anybody at all. So it's not an army of people. It's not like Amber Lynn where there's probably 3 to 4 dozen channels, big and small, that come after her. So she started talking again about a specific person. She didn't name names, but anyone who follows closely knew who she was talking about. There's another channel called the YouTube Underground again, and that channel has grown very recently, up to about 10,000 subscribers. And Chantal had some interesting things to say. You know, the person who runs this channel is a mother. Would you want your kids? You know, I would be embarrassed. Stuff like that. Now, would you, if I was your kid, would you, it was, the way it was, I interpreted it was, you're a mother. If I was your child, I'd be embarrassed if you were doing this on the internet. Now, maybe, but you are a daughter, a granddaughter, a partner, amongst other things, and your TMI stories, while gross, are not half as embarrassing as some of the other things that may be out on there. Now, you can control that, and you can manipulate the content, and that's fine. But some things once seen cannot be unseen, even if comments are disabled and videos are taken down. So let's take our own inventory before we start pointing fingers at other people. It's something I should be doing as well. So let's not put ourselves on planes here if someone's above this and my behavior on YouTube is better than yours and I'm taking the high road and you're taking cheap shots. Let's just all calm down, okay? Let's just all calm down. All right. Chantal also doesn't, this is all the same goodbye, doesn't like how fat people are treated on the internet. There are tons of plus-size folks on YouTube. They chat, they have cooking channels. I'm thinking of like Soulful Tea, who I really dig. They craft, they mukbang. I'm thinking like Hungry Fat Chick. What they don't do is change the direction of their channel every 3 weeks. I think of Hungry Fat Chick especially, and somebody had mentioned this in the comments, I think, in one of their video. Anyone ever wonder why she doesn't get a massive amount of hate, even though the only premise of her channel is to sit there and eat? I mean, there's really nothing else going on there. She has a ton of followers, and she's well-liked among the people who view her, and not just the feeders. She's just, she's a sweet woman who makes no bones about who she is and doesn't fib about it, and I think people are drawn to that. And she's a big woman, so it's not the size. There's other factors going into play there. Chantal says, I want to do something important with my life. Now, the tone of voice of that is a tone that Chantal does adopt from time to time when she's over one thing and wants to get to the next. When she's into something, she's very into it, very passionate about it, rallies people to also get passionate about it, shares a book, shares facts about this diet, facts about this way of life, lifestyle, juice fast, whatever it is passionate. And then once that ends and she's on to the next thing, she's kind of arrogant about the idea that anyone would have taken that seriously anyway. So since she wants to leave YouTube, now anybody who's involved in YouTube isn't doing anything important with their life. That's a pattern. I won't talk about her cycle of binge this, that, her video pattern, because it's pretty, people are kind of aware of that. So she's going to go do something important with her life. I joked with Mark that I was going to go on a fast until she came back. I pretty much did, because I intermittent fast, and in less than the 16:8, she was back. She said she was pretty much just venting. Again, she addressed the alleged racist comment she did, where she was sort of allegedly making fun of this person's speech, that they didn't speak English. Also mentioned a little bit, but not much, that she was making fun of someone with a serious mental health concern. Also, I'll give Chantal this much. She was a person in that instance who also had a serious mental health issue. So her perception of that exchange may have been somewhat altered. Again, I don't know. Chantal knows what's in her head and in her heart. So I'll leave it there. I'm not going to defend or crucify her as far as that goes. So she did say, though, without an audience, my life would be boring. Off YouTube. So, but the audience brings drama. It does. So, this is poor logic, but if your life would be boring without the audience, and the audience brings drama, would your life just be boring without the drama? And so you do things and make choices to kind of perpetuate the drama. I'm just talking, I'm not saying, she enjoys the mukbangs for the social part of it, not the pig out. I don't believe that. I don't. Who doesn't like to eat a lot? Let's get down to it. I was a big person too. I was almost 300 pounds, okay? Because I like food. Sometimes I like a lot of it at once, sometimes I like to eat all day. But either way, I liked to eat a lot of food. That's just the bonus. It's no fun to sit down and eat a salad on camera. It's no fun to sit down and eat a salad a lot of times until you get into like a healthier way of eating. If you're cruising around 400 pounds, you're having more fun eating this side of ribs, which came up, by the way. So she goes out with Pete's and they get ribs. And they decided that when they do the adventures with Pete's, I still like Pete's, I gotta mention it every time, that when they do those adventures with Pete's, which she's gonna try to work into her schedule, new schedule for like once a month, no, not once a month, like once a week I'll do this with Pete's, once a week I'll do this with makeup, all that kind of stuff. They're gonna go out to eat and film it. So then she told some TMI story about her bowel movements. It was like 1.5 minutes long. It was the most disgusting thing after watching her eat. I don't know. I know she says everybody poops, and everybody does, but I don't know. Whatever. Then she does a very I thought it would have been a somber video about how she can't have kids. Or about how after she has this procedure, she's getting apparently a full hysterectomy. So, she's at Starbucks, goes through the drive-thru, and she's saying, she's doing mostly okay, I guess. Pete's, there was talk about Pete's getting his own channel. I'd watch Pete's channel, but I think she said he's mostly into like comic books and goober stuff, so it would be pretty niche. His personality's kind of goober. I think I'd probably watch it. They're going to change this going out with Pete's once a week to eat ribs thing to like once a month, so there's more of a treat to it. She said she's assuming that's okay with the doctor. If it's not, she will stop. And then there was a pause. So she's assuming it's okay with the doctor. If not, I'll stop. I almost thought she was going to say stop seeing the doctor. But she said she's going to stop that behavior. So she wants to do the videos for the upcoming changes to her channel to be mukbangs with her 2 times a week. No fast food and no tray. I forgot about the tray, the one that's like up to here. And she had to, oh God, I forgot about that. She was talking about having power outages. They were having bad weather where she was. And her CPAP went out with it. That's some dangerous stuff. I mean, that's no joke. I wouldn't group that in with her normal gripes. That was kind of a serious thing. So she said she didn't sleep most of the night. That would be scary. I wouldn't want to go to sleep if I had a machine that kept me breathing during the night out of order. So 6 minutes in to this video about how she, the kids thing, she starts talking about it. She says, I don't hate children. I think people thought she might have, or she thought that people might have thought she hated kids. She's like, I don't hate anyone. And out of the blue, she says, even Zachary Michael. Well, I don't hate Zachary Michael either. She said, even for all the things that he says about me, there's people who say, I guess, on her wall, really homophobic, unkind stuff about him, and she deletes the comments and covers him because she doesn't approve of that, and that's good of her to do. I'm glad that she has, that she's the bigger person, no pun, not taking cheap shots, in that situation, and, respects him in that way, and whatnot. So, I can appreciate that. But she says, with the hysterectomy, am I devastated? Not really. I never really wanted kids. She said she's been getting down about it, though. I'm not going to pretend to understand what that's like, but I'd be scared. I think I'd be scared. I'm not having kids either. I think about it rarely, if ever, because I never really wanted kids. But it's not about wanting kids or not wanting kids, I think. I would guess it's about the ability to if I wanted to. It's about the choice being taken away from you. That's what I would guess some turmoil might be around it. That's my only imagined problem. Not imagined problem. I would guess if I were a woman, that might be how I would feel in that situation. I'll leave that there. So next month, we're going to have more adventures with Pete's and makeup and videos and eat with me and everything. And then she deleted a couple videos. I was pissed. But she did the one with burying it once and for all with Chantal the bigot, apparently. And her making fun of another person with a serious mental health issue. So she's like, this is the last time I'm addressing this. This is why I wanted to leave to begin with. She did point a finger, I think. Was it this video or the last one? Because again, she took these down, so the notes I had were a little scattered, so I apologize. I'm trying to just keep the narrative going here. She was talking about, she mentioned glibly, which I thought was funny. Zachary Michael actually has more subscribers than her now, and people have brought it to her attention. But, I mean, she defends talking crap on people, basically. She says if people come for her, she has the right to go back for them. True. Is she going for the low blow with people? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. People come for her pretty hard. People come at Chantal pretty hard. And that's just the comments I read, Does she ask for it? Does she participate in it? What part of that is her responsibility? I'll leave that to the viewer to interpret. I won't say. Just follow my eyes. So again, she says, she's over it. She talks again about the YouTube Underground. Yeah, I wish I'm so sorry if she ever sees this. I forgot your name. But she comments again saying, I never mentioned her kids. I never mentioned what kind of mother she was. The way it was said, I tried to take a very both sides approach, but even my interpretation was that Chantal was implying she was a bad mother. That no kind of good parent would do that kind of thing. And Chantal tried to explain it a little bit differently. But I read it at face value that she had basically said, you're not a good parent if you do this. Well, I don't know. Fighting. Too much fighting. Too much fighting. Over simple stuff. I don't know. So then she has a salad. I don't know, Thai chicken salad mukbang and story time. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, this is where it ends, and it ends early, and I'll tell you why. She starts the video going through her drawers. Not her underwear, not those drawers. And then she's having a candlelight dinner. Candlelight looks great on video, by the way. I think Mark and I are going to do that. And she says, I know you guys like TMIs. Who? If you're a Chantal supporter and you're watching this and you like her TMI stories, please leave a comment below. It's not looking to start a fight. I don't want anyone to fight with them. Just leave it below because I'm curious if anybody actually does. And while she's eating a salad, which does look good, she's going to tell the story of the guy who wiped his butt with the shower curtain. So I didn't watch the rest of that because I didn't want to hear the story, and I'm not sure you wanted to hear it either. As far as this goes, the feeders have something to watch, and I mean, she could talk about anything as long as she's eating, and they'll watch. So that was the last video that I had seen. So she had a very busy week, and I'm speechless. Like, I don't even know what to say. It's been up, it's been down. She was in the psyche merge. She was accused of being a racist. She went off and on medications. She had ribs, and then she had a salad, and then she did some keto stuff, and then she quit and she came back. It's a lot. She's all over the place. Totally all over the place. I can't say empathy because I've been a mess before, but this is so much so close together that it's concerning. Like, it's so much activity and so much up and down and so much drama in such a short, I have such a lisp, such a short period of time that, I mean, I'm exhausted watching her. She's got to be exhausted doing it. And without that Vyvanse and that little, she's going to get tired a little more quickly. And it was killing her appetite. I'm sure it was. Speed does that. So she's going to get a little hungry again, and it's going to be harder to control the binge eating in the middle of all of this. And with the surgery coming up, if she's an emotional person and she's an emotional eater and she's getting scared, she might eat more. I know she said she wanted to lose some weight before the operation, but honestly, I don't see that happening. Just based on her track record, based on why she eats, she's going to go in bigger. So, best wishes for Chantal. It seems like you're having a very complicated life at the moment. But, you know, people come through hard times, you know, and you count as people. So, you know, not writing you off. Some weeks it's easier to support you than others. I had a friend once upon a time in a recovery support group say, you know, it's easy to love the lovable ones. That holds true many times. But hopefully, you know, hopefully you can pull this one out of the fire, Chantal. But in the meantime, you got about a 3-week period here where you got to look out for yourself because you're going to be split from stem to stern and have a very large surgery that's going to change some of the choices that go on for the rest of your life. So please, please take better care of yourself and don't play YouTube drama and monopolize, you know, time that could be better spent. So thank you all for watching. Please subscribe, give us a like. You can follow Mark and I on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc. Our email and contact info is listed below. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch up with you next week. Bye!